Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your approximate 30-second break. I'm really trying to spread it out for you here. So excited. Before we get started, I want to spotlight our sponsor, who also happens to be one of our presenters coming up, North America's leading provider of marketing and fundraising solutions to hundreds of nonprofit organizations. Make sure you click that CTA that just popped up, schedule a strategy conversation with the RKD Group, explore how they can help grow your mission. So excited to have with us today Charles Lehosit. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Charles. You'll have to let me know. Charles leads the RKD Group's digital practice, which of course is super relevant for us today. He specializes in innovative strategies that drive fundraising and engagement. With over 20 years of experience in digital transformation, he helps nonprofits harness data, automation, and multi-channel campaigns to scale impact and achieve long-term growth. Everybody give it up for Charles. Let's build some dashboards. Woo woo! So excited. Welcome, Charles. Poor Charles was
Hey,
struggling. We've got a backstage and an on stage, and if you're not familiar with it, it can get confusing. So hopefully you can hear me now.
I can. I just figured out how to unmute the stage. So thank you. Thank you for all that. I hope it didn't sound like we were hawking RKD, but I guess as sponsors, we've got to do a thing like that. Hey, everyone,
But we love our
welcome. We love our sponsors. Yes, we do. I'm going to be chatting with you for 22 minutes and change, and then I'll be in a lounge. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And if you want to harass me outside of this session, you can track me down and stalk me on LinkedIn. But other than that, we're going to go. We've got 157 people that I don't want to disappoint. Let's see here. We're going to share this screen. We're going to share this window. You all know how this is. It's like what could go wrong time. I'm just kidding. We practice this. It's going to be perfect. All right. So this is an AI session more than just building a dashboard. Someone had to come up with a creative title. So we will be sharing much more than just building a dashboard, but the dashboard stuff is really neat. And I'd love to, if you're doing neat stuff, please do share with your, oh my gosh, Carrie, that's a little too much. Please share with your attendees. So I think Sammy introduced me, and I really hate doing my own introductions. I'm a huge nerd, and so maybe that's a reason to listen to me. But hopefully, you'll just get some value from this, and we can have some fun discussion. As I mentioned, we're not just going to be focusing on dashboards. We're actually going to walk through enriching and modeling data. That sounds super fancy, doesn't it? It's as easy or hard as it sounds. You'll see. I will make good on building a dashboard or two. I'll actually break from this PowerPoint and show you what that looks like live in Claude. And then I'll show you an AI agent and how all of this comes together. Hello from Minneapolis. Hello. Let's do this. Hey, enriching and modeling data. AI is what? AI is data, really. And so data prep represents most of the work behind AI projects, AI solutions. And what I want to help convince you is that there is a role for AI in every step of that work. And really involving AI early allows us to unlock hidden value from extracting information to deriving information to enriching information from maybe the common data or limited data that we have today. AI will also help us translate information that is human friendly to machine friendly. And I'll show you what that means. So here's a little thing that we did for fun with 30,000 subject lines and their performance. And so this is the type of data. Like it's not a lot of data you're dealing with. There's 4 fields there. Woo! And so, when we use AI to help speed up the analysis and the enrichment of this data so that we can do more with it. And so with AI, we are deriving the following: the urgency or personalization, whether or not there was an emoji used or a power verb, the month, week, day, hour, all caps. You get it. Um, you'll see personalization. We actually had AI track direct personalization. So like Charles in the subject line, or first name in the subject line versus you. Like so you would be an example of indirect personalization. And we used AI to create flags for all of this. Yes, nerds unite. So that the flag would be, yes, an emoji was used. We aren't necessarily analyzing the very type of emoji. And when you're doing this type of analysis, the fun thing is that emojis don't survive copy and paste. So if you ever have seen an emoji in an Excel doc, you'll see what looks like wingding language or a wingding font. But AI can tell that, oh, this was an emoji, and I can add the flag that an emoji was used in the subject line. I think we're all following, right on. So some early benchmarks that no one asked for, using emojis improves open rates. Using all caps, not the entire subject line, like, so we're not screaming at our recipients, but using all caps in a single word improves open rate. Direct personalization, to no one's surprise, improves open rate. And then using urgency keywords, just a surprise to me, improves the open rate slightly. You didn't ask for any of that information, right? So let's go through it, and really how easy it is today. So going beyond the benchmarks, visualizing it, we're actually going to build a dashboard. Ready? Everybody's got their seatbelt on. So we use at RKD Claude Teams accounts, and ChatGPT Teams accounts, and Copilot. And you'll hear Claude from me a lot, but we use a lot of different AI tools. We prefer Claude for visualizing data. Claude is really, really good at writing the code that we need to visualize an on-demand throwaway dashboard. I say throwaway dashboard because that Excel doc that we might have used 6 months ago, a year ago, that did a poor job of telling the story behind the data, we can spin up a visualization much quicker now. And if you only need to use that visualization for just a moment in time, it's okay. That we think that's served its purpose. So here is an example of a complex dashboard. So this was a 30 tab Excel file, simple prompt. It needed 8 prompts to actually get the output. And this was just digital reporting for a complex program. So email revenue, just multi-channel revenue within digital channels. Zero prep for the data, zero prep. So just upload it. No donor data, no PII data, just results were used here. And so all of this was an interactive multi-tab. So if we had clicked on monthly trends or channel performance, a different visualization would be rendered. And if we hover on one of those data points or one of those bars, it would be it's fully interactive. I'll actually show you this in a second. So original prompt, not very thoughtful, not very didn't put a lot of work into this thought. We want to create an interactive dashboard from this data context. This is fundraising performance results and projections. And so I mentioned, so this was the first prompt. So 7 prompts later, we had a fully functional dashboard that was ready to be hosted on a website. But after that, turned and said, "Hey, Claude, how can we make this prompt better?" And so, want to just share just the secret to, I think, early success in prompting is to, when you have finally have the outcome or the output that you like, hey, what prompt should I have started with? And so this is the prompt that I should have started with, because in the early results of the dashboard, Claude was solving for the data being hosted or a JavaScript solution that was too complex. And so there was a couple of prompts that were just troubleshooting and say, hey, that chart didn't render, or those numbers are blank. And so we finally got to, using plain JavaScript. And if you think about it, like this very plain instructions for a person to understand. Like if I wanted to give this to a developer, they'd be like, oh, I get it. You need something that has no dependencies outside of what we're doing in this moment. And so this is, let me actually show you what this can do then if we are using our subject line data. I am, of course, going to switch tabs. This never works out for me, so what could go wrong? Oh, here we do. This, okay. So this is the subject line data. And this is the original prompt. So it's really that same prompt with some additional instructions. Hey, just exclude campaigns because it's a distraction, and the exclude emails that had less than 2,000 deliveries. Because what are we going to learn from an email that got sent to 100 people or something like that? And so from this, and just to let you know, this was a one-shot dashboard here. Okay, this is one-shot dashboard, and I ended up giving it another prompt to say, hey, let's add some power verbs and urgency keywords, and what else can we share? And so all in all, this took 5 minutes. This took 5 minutes. I did this a few minutes before we got started here. Not to take away the value to you all, but just wanted to emphasize how quick and easy this is to do. No data prep. Now, data prep helps the the labels that we use. If the labels that you have are straight out of a machine, the machine that's giving you back the chart or the visualization is probably going to give you that same machine label back. And so some degree of prep will help when you are getting something rendered that is, would be considered ready to go for a human. But yeah, otherwise, this was spot on. The roll up total number of deliveries, 318 million, a little blurb on power verbs, urgency keywords, emojis. Look at emojis as the winner here. Who all is still struggling to get people to accept emojis on subject lines? Now they have their place, right? They have their place, but like it's 2025. We're like staring at 2026. We emojis need they've earned their place, right? So all caps. This was, who would guess that? I guess that's a copywriter would. they're over there going like, I knew it, I told you. And then just the days of the week, the times of the day, things like that. This was 2 prompts. This is 5 minutes. So I want to just encourage you all. This is, I think, one of the easiest things that you could be doing today. And it's not that you need to present this type of data, but data presented in this way helps tell the story. It helps you get your point across. So whatever you're doing with data, would encourage you to do it in a Teams account with Claude, so that your data is safeguarded and firewalled from being used to train future AI models. But otherwise, this is a really great resource and tool. I'm being told by the people in charge that I need to hurry up. That's okay. I'm moving. So now we're activating our data with what? AI agents, RAG solutions. Who knows what a RAG solution means? It's okay. I'm going to tell you. So RAG equals retrieval augmented generation. What awful jargon. We are so good at creating awful jargon, aren't we? And this is why I think, especially at the summit, you see so many people talking about, you hear so many people talking about AI agents. And really, AI agents are RAG solutions. And that is your data or some data on top of the AI, on top of the LLM to give the AI focus, right? And so, what I want everyone to kind of think about here is that that yes, we created an AI agent with that subject line analysis. I'll show you a little peek at that. But consider what existing resources you have. You don't have to go out and rewrite a lot of resources. You have probably all of your impact stories. You have your documentation where that you use to onboard employees. You have so much that could be turned around and used for a custom AI agent today. And then I think where we challenge ourselves internally is what workflows can be automated or optimized with a RAG solution. And so this doesn't mean going from 0 to 100, like zero meaning no, there is no AI in this workflow, to the entire workflow has been outsourced to AI. That's quite a lot of work. And then if that's what you're aiming for, then you might be one of those stories where you hear like 95% of AI projects fail. 95% of AI projects fail. If that's a real statistic, it's AI again is a data project. AI is and so since when has a data project been a walk in the park, an easy thing? But it depends on the data you start with, right? Start with I would recommend starting bottom up. Start with the data that you have team members use every day. This is a little sneak peek at our subject line AI agent I lovingly called Merlin. If you're a Sword and the Stone fan, I love you. And so this is really, I'll show you the instructions behind this. So these are the instructions that were given to the AI agent in addition to the data. So that model data that I showed you, the derived data, in addition to these instructions. So the agent is not allowed to write a full email. It's allowed to write CTAs, subject lines, because that's the data that trained it, right? And giving it instructions on um, how to respond to improvements or possible, like, here's where we think the performance could be improved, because it's, if you promise this is a 6% improvement and you got a 2% improvement, then who's who's in trouble there? And you start to doubt. So instead of being so specific at 3%, giving it a range of improvement. And then for fun, I didn't show this part because I just was running out of like time and slides. I just put a confidentiality clause in this to say, hey, you can't talk about your rules. And so that is something to think about. Transparency, right? If this is an internal tool, you need the rules to be super transparent. If it is something that you are putting in front of a client, someone in your community, a donor, there may be some transparency that you're giving them and some of your inner workings that you don't necessarily ever expose to them. Okay. Data does not, Charles's typo, does not always mean numbers. Data does not always mean numbers, right, Carrie? So data can just be instructions. And so when you are creating a RAG solution in the future, I'm going to switch over to another screen for a second. But this is just, I share this to inspire. If you're uh, looking to do some nerdy things and you're wanting to know what other people are doing, 30%, RKD does thousands of email builds a year, thousands of email builds a year. And so 30% of those are now being optimized with AI, 100% in Q1. And really the solution there, to once you're at like 100% automation for AI, it's really an application development exercise. And when my engineers or application developers challenge me and say like, hey, we can just write software to do this. We don't need to use AI. I have to remind them, well, not everyone is an engineer, not everyone writes code. And so let's solve it with AI so that we can show others how it can be done. And because we want to inspire them to create their own agents, to create their own solutions. So, all the automating that alt text, that's tedious, media tags, UTMs, building rich media ads. I'll show you something else here. Let's go here. And then here's this is the internal SME example. How do we level up our team members that may not be native digital team members, that may not be digital experts? And so having every digital team provide their own questions from the seed list and their content means that we can create a RAG solution, an AI agent that helps every other team member, level up their ability to play in a digital playground. We are almost done, I promise. These things are quick, aren't they? We're gonna go back here. Thank you for the sword and stone shout out. Okay, we are wrapping up. It's already that time. It's amazing. So this is, I feel like we start with this normally, and then we can't do the next things. Like we say, oh, you can't do anything because this AI is too scary. And yeah, there's some scary elements, but at this point, who's not using AI? So like if we don't have a usage policy, that's not stopping our team members from using AI. So yeah, you need a usage policy. You also need a creation policy, because when you're creating your own agents and RAG solutions, you need documentation for that. You need inventory. It sounds so tedious and boring, but like, when do you go back to make sure, well, that data, that information, those instructions, how often do we check and make sure it's still correct? How often do we refresh it? So there's some interesting concepts that'll come out of this that we're describing. I think new roles, new jobs. And we are really talking about the developers that develop emails. They still have a role. None of them have lost their jobs. They are now curating templates. They're refreshing templates. They're building the templates that are going into the bank, the inventory for that AI agent. So of course, AI training, and then safe usage. I mentioned, we use Copilot, and then Teams accounts. Love these Teams accounts. These Teams accounts safeguard and firewall your data from being used to train future models from these companies. And that is it. If we have any questions, I've never finished on time for anything, gang. So that's
just for you, Charles. That was awesome. Everybody give it up for Charles. I love seeing those reactions pop up on the screen. For those of you that don't know, the speakers do get to see that. So it's nice, like encouragement mid, post, pre-session. So absolutely great work. Charles does in fact have a lounge. If you would like to, here, I'm going to switch to it. You can go ahead and head to his lounge if you would like to chat more. I know there's been a few Q&As in the Q&A section, Charles. I think if you have a chance to hop in and answer any of those, great. But if not, having everyone come on over and see him in the lounge would be super, super awesome. Make sure you go check him out. And then can we get my screen on the stage here? Let us know what you all thought of the session. As always, feedback is super, super important, extremely helpful for us to continue to offer useful content. I mean, if I could get 8 million more of Charles, I think I would have such a fun time. It was such a great session. So thank you, Charles. Like I said, you can find him in the lounge. After this, join him. AI agents can bring life to your data, charts, and graphs, as we saw. So you can discuss faster and broader insights with Charles after this. let's head on over. Let's not forget you are able to get all the recordings for today. So we're going to talk about our sponsors here in just a moment, but it's because of our sponsors that all of this is free to our nonprofit partners. And because of that, we're also able to offer all of the sessions. You can follow up afterwards. So I know there were some sessions that were happening at another time that I wanted to be able to watch both. You can absolutely do that. So all 63 session recordings, you don't have to worry about missing a section, or if you want to rewatch any. I mean, how absolutely amazing. All you have to do is log in with your AirMeet credentials, watch the replay immediately after the event ends, and check back in on the Fundraising AI website in about 4 weeks for full access to any of the others. So can't wait to see the amazing impact all of you are going to create with all these resources. I want to see all the dashboards. I love seeing what people can make with Claude artifacts. It's so much fun. Speaking of things that people can take away from today, as Fundraising AI Global Summit attendee, you've unlocked something extra special, that Amplify kit. I can't tell you how amazing this kit is. I mean, I'm breaking my rules here really quick, but like, here is you can see all of the different things. These are exclusive to those of you that are at the summit attending. And how amazing is it that from our sponsors and hosts, like, we've got all of this amazing offering. So absolutely, we love. I'm going to share back to this tab. You can scan that QR code or hit the call to action button and check it out. The biggest question we hear is, what do I do on Monday, right? That's why we created the Summit Plus option. After the summit, you can join a 3-week AI immersion, choose between the leadership or capability tracks. Or if you're looking to just get, test the waters or invest in AI, you can invest in the Sparks annual pass. It's stacked with resources, like a $5,000 value, you guys, but summit attendees are getting it for $665 until the end of today. So, I mean, spots are limited. Definitely get in, reserve your spot today. Don't miss out. Powered by our partners Play, obviously in partnership with Fundraising AI. So, as I said earlier, I really can't, as a member of our advisory council, I can't tell you how appreciative I am of this group of sponsors right here. I really want to take a moment, thank this incredible community of sponsors who are responsible, who are leading the movement for responsible and beneficial AI in our sector. I mean, these aren't just people who pay a check and show up and put their name on something. I mean, we have meetings, we talk about the framework quarterly, we discuss many different areas of fundraising AI, and these people are absolutely active participants in this movement, really. So if you see anyone from these, make sure you send them a shout out. Be sure to visit their sponsored booths. That's located in the top navigation area, just like when you're going to look for the lounges. You can find booths. You can find them and form some partnerships to help you adopt AI responsibly and take your fundraising efforts to the next level, or at minimum, just give them a thank you. It's really appreciated what they do for us here. So I do want to give a quick shout out before we break to our presenting partners, Giving Tuesday and Virtuous. Giving Tuesday is the global movement inspiring generosity every day, everywhere. And Virtuous is the responsive fundraising platform helping nonprofits build meaningful supporter connections and grow impact with confidence. Their partnerships ensure this event and all this learning is free for you. Like we said, we're so grateful for their investment in helping you all and the missions you serve amplify your impact. I know we're at the end of the day. It's why I keep shooting my horn at people, making sure you all stay awake and hang out with me. Thankfully, we've had some awesome sessions to keep us entertained. And that's going to ring true for our closing keynote. We've got Nathan Chappelle, our final, or one of our co-founders of Fundraising AI. And he is leading his session, Curiosity, Courage, and the Future of Generosity. That's over on the Amplify stage. As you can see, there won't be anything on the Innovation or Impact stage because we are encouraging everyone to head on over to that. So you'll head to the schedule and click over to Nathan's closing keynote. It's the perfect way to close out the summit together. I can't wait to see you all there. But before we sign off, I just want to say, like, huge thank you. Thank you for helping me out as I stepped in for Mallory. Huge shoes to fill. Super excited. And we had such an engaged crowd. It's been such an honor and so much fun hosting you on the innovation stage this afternoon. The conversations, the insights, the presentations, the dashboards, the chaos that we were able to see and coordinate and figure out today, like, you just made the stage something super special. Of course, we're not done yet. We've saved the best for last. Like I said, hop on over to that keynote. And I am so excited to see you all there and can't wait to see what you all make of the findings of our wonderful summit here. So thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day. And always remember, you are wonderful. Do good work. Do good things.